Okay, what's up, guys? Rev Sauce TV here. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to the channel on Rumble, also on YouTube, on Facebook, all that where my videos are thrown up. Trovo, also Twitch, all my wrestling stuff going forward, all my news videos, all my tech stuff, all my reviews will be on those platforms for you guys. My daily content is on also BitChute. If I haven't put it up there to follow me at, I've kind of dropped the ball, but that's where all my content's going to be as far as video goes. I stream to LiveSpace, Trovo, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I'm always streaming. I'm always doing something. Every day it looks like I'm going to be recording and talking about wrestling, so we are back full time, baby. I just been busy with financial stuff and being sick, and kind of took some of the month off to deal with my mental health, but we are back better than ever, baby. We're going to talk about WrestleDream. And also, guys, if you're not down below, I do have a donation thrown link down below. It's optional. If you want to help me out, get a new graphics card for, my channel and things like that. I'm shooting to get an Intel Arc A770. It's in the ballpark of a 3070. It should help me, be able to play some of these games that you guys have been requesting on stream to play. So I thought I would start a donation link because I'm full-time, but I only have enough to pay my bills per month. So there's that. So, and all my affiliate links down below, US Mobile, Mint Mobile, all that will be down below for you guys. Anyway, let's get into this video. Let's talk about WrestleDream. Again, Edge did show up. Adam Copeland, the Rated R superstar, is now in AEW. It's a win-win for AEW. They signed him for a shit ton of money, I guarantee it. And he's full-time, which is good. He said he's going to be producing. He's going to be doing some things. He's pretty much got the Daniel Bryan kind of deal, or Danielson. Danielson's kind of winding down, going part-time, kind of like AJ Styles. And he even teased maybe Brie Bella and Nikki Bella maybe coming to AEW, when his career kind of winds down and as their kids get older and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Again, like I said before, AEW is hitting moves right now. They are slowly rebuilding, retooling. This is a new era, supposedly. I feel this week, upcoming week, we're going to get an announcement about streaming, where they're going to be, most likely the Max app. They're going to be there. Their content's probably going to be up by the end of the week. Over on the Max app, they're probably just finalizing things over there. So we'll probably get WrestleDream over on the Max app so you can watch replays and stuff. And probably Ring of Honor will probably be there too, I'm assuming. So the pre-show was good. I didn't mind the pre-show. Stothy Hathaway, Renice Burkett, RJ City. I don't mind it at the very beginning. Maybe they need be at a round table instead of kind of what WWE does with their pay-per-views pre-show. And Stothy Hathaway could be pretty much part of my English. I butchered his name. Stokey Hathaway. He literally could be your Booker T if they wanted to of the round table. If they wanted to go that far and go that way. RJ City is funny as hell. Renice Burkett, that's John Moxley's wife. You know what you're getting with her. They were pretty much calling back and forth. They had a situation with the Masks storyline. Who is the masked people that went after Jay White and all this stuff, the Golden Bullet Club, things like that. Danielson, they were doing video package. Danielson said his career is winding down, things like that. We're getting replays. And kind of pretty much they showed off each match, what led up to each match, which is pretty cool. The pre-show was pretty quick. It didn't go on very long. Tony Khan was in the ring alongside Rocky Romero, Shibata, and, Yoki's grandchildren, which was kind of cool during the pre-show. We did have a match with Keith Lee, the women's champion. This was kind of a throwaway match, and Keith Lee should be on the, not on pre-shows. He should be in Ring of Honor fighting in that television, Ring of Honor television title division, or the TNT championship, or the international. Because the international, Rey Fenix got hurt tonight, so we don't know what's going on with Rey Fenix. It looks like he has a devastating elbow injury. It looks like he's going to need surgery. Also, Darby Allin was in a sling during the media scrum, so he's also hurt. So we don't know, and Darby Allin's going to be gone for a while. He's gonna go climb Mount Everest and whatever, and be the first wrestler to do it. So he's all excited about that. Again, like I said, Claudio Castagnoli defeats Josh Burnett. Josh Burnett, I always like seeing Josh Burnett, Bloodsport. And Josh Burnett was part of Impact for a minute there. Josh Burnett should be on AEW television as a manager. I think AEW should sign him. He has a promotion within GCW, Bloodsport, which most of the AEW guys and ladies go to. So I think, they could do a partnership with that. Or maybe do a pay-per-view based around it or something. Something cool. I think would be really cool for Josh Burnett. But Claudio beats him convincingly here. It was a quick squash match. We get into Luchasaurus defeating Nick Wayne. Again, this was all precursor to what was going to happen in the main event. Again, I was swerved a lot tonight. Swerve Strickland, man, can I tell you, they're building him up nicely. I think, Adam Page went down a couple of pegs here, and I think if they have another match, you have Swerve Strickland beat him. There's no doubt about it. You have Swerve beat his ass. You have Swerve be your face, your top heel, going against your top baby face for that championship belt. You do not have Swerve Strickland go anywhere else with that. Personally, that's just my personal opinion, but yeah, at the end of the day, Swerve is good shit. Again, Keith Lee's good shit. I think they need to rebook Keith Lee a little bit better. I think Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland should go at each other again. I think you could build that feud back up. Prince Nana is good shit. I can't say enough tonight. WrestleDream was a B++. I'm not going to give it an A- or an A++. I would say it's more of an 8.75. I really enjoyed the show, to be honest with you. When you don't have people in your ear and you don't have negativity and you're just watching it off to yourself and taking notes, it's so much better than doing these watch-alongs because you can actually have a clear space to where you can really review. And I'm not going to be doing watch-alongs anymore. I'm going to come on here once the show's done, I'll review it, record it. Maybe if I get enough people, maybe we'll go live. When a SmackDown or Raw or NXT goes off the air, again, or a Wrestle pay-per-view happens. Again, Luchasaurus is good shit. Nick Wayne got beat convincingly here. The Acclaim and Daddy Ass defeat TMDK. Again, squash match. The 0 hours pretty much a squash match. Again, this was good stuff. But because they don't have much time, things become a squash match. Now, I was into it for the first hour, kind of these pre-show matches, and then it kind of tailed off a little bit. The pre-show matches were okay. The, Noki stuff, honoring the former New Japan guy, owner, cool. I was all for it. And then, Tony getting a scarf. I mean, that's cool and all. I get why they're doing WrestleDream. Again, I think we're up for AEW doing 12 pay-per-views a year. I don't care what Tony Khan says in the media scrum. He's playing things down, dumbing things down. And then he kind of talked about Jade Cargill, saying that he left the door open for her if she decides to come back. I don't think she's going to come back. You kind of dropped the ball with her, and you could have done a lot more. But I think WWE is not going to know what to do with her either. They don't know if she's going to be on Raw or SmackDown. So, at the end of the day there. Anyway, let's get into we get into AEW WrestleDream before MJF cuts this music. He cuts this devastating promo, face promo where he says, basically, I'm your scumbag, but I wouldn't wear a mask. My mask was stolen. The devil mask that I constantly wear, and somebody took it and used it. It's not my fault. He said, I'm going to body slam Dutch. And then he said, Vincent is a dreadlock up. He's going to shove him up his ass, technically, and all that. This match was pretty much what an old school WWF match was. A lot of people don't understand old school WCW or old school WWF or WWE days where in the Attitude Era, there was a lot of gimmick matches. There was a lot of playing around with the fans and still getting that same reaction. A lot of people don't understand that. Like Stone Cold would play around, or The Rock would play around in certain matches, or Kane. They were having fun. So that's what MJF was doing. He was kind of doing the Warrior, kind of mixed in with Bret Hart, kind of a little bit of, Roddy Piper, so you got to give it to MJF. And two, they were protecting the righteous. Throughout this match, the kangaroo kick, the clotheslines, they were really protecting the righteous here. And then he cheated to win 1, 2, 3. Again, the righteous is good shit, honestly. But I get why they were protecting him. The righteous will get their match back again. They will be Ring of Honor championship, contenders, and they'll probably win those Ring of Honor belts off of MJF and Adam Cole eventually. A lot of people are saying Adam Cole's injury is a work. Adam Cole's on crutches. I don't think that's a work. And he's going to have minor surgery to correct the problem. So he's going to be down for a minute. I don't think that's a work. And I don't think that's a shoot either. I think it's legitimate, and I think Adam Cole's hurt, and I think, MJF will carry these belts for a minute, defending it in handicap matches, what it looks like. But MJF is good shit as a face. I can't tell you. Here, I would have more liked him not defending the Ring of Honor championships and maybe had somewhat of a throwaway match with maybe a New Japan guy. Maybe you bring somebody in here in this moment. Maybe you bump somebody up on the card and you call it a non-title match and they just go at each other. It could have been anything different, but I don't understand why people were so upset over this whole entertaining match. Honestly, this match was pretty freaking good. And stop the whining. I think wrestling fans don't understand. Not everything has to be high fly, dip dives and dodges and having to be like LA Knight and John Cena-esque. It doesn't have to be. So I don't agree with half of what people were saying on Twitter about this match being too gimmicky. Honestly, it played what it needed to play, and it finished the way I thought it was going to finish. Again, MJF's good shit. Honestly, you do not need him to wrestle every week with that title. Roman Reigns doesn't, and your top guy shouldn't have to every week. That's why they need another title. I believe AEW does. Maybe you bring in the Ring of Honor Championship. Maybe you bring in Eddie Kingston. Maybe have an open challenge. Maybe you do something with him. Maybe you do something with another championship there. If you're not going to have, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman there, maybe you open up the door for maybe featuring a little bit more Ring of Honor. And before people tell me, that's too many titles. No, it's not. Count the titles. Check it out. Tell me how many titles they have. They really don't. AEW really don't. Or maybe you put in Saraya there. Maybe you make the women's division your vocal point for a minute. MJF's going to lose the title eventually. To who and where? That's wait and see. I see him holding it as long as Roman Reigns does, because they're going to do that anyway. Now, I want to say this about Edge. Let's get to that main event real quick, and I wanted to get it off the rip early instead of going in order. Again, Christian, they had to make look strong here. They did. I did not expect Nick Wayne to turn on Darby Allin. I didn't expect that, but I kind of expected it. Nick Wayne's young. He needs to have that top guy. Darby Allin ain't that guy. Maybe Jake the Snake Roberts. Maybe they bring in, the Murder Hawk back. Lance Archer. Maybe they put him with that and they revitalize that, or they revisit. Maybe they put him through the Blackpool Combat Club. That's what I really thought Nick Wayne was going to, maybe Willer Yuta gets forced out. I really thought maybe he was one of those masked men. But Nick Wayne being part of Christian Cage's faction, I think is perfect. You don't go wrong with that. Honestly, you just really don't go wrong with that. That's a win-win situation in itself. That sets up when Darby Allin heals up and does his trip, whatever he's doing in the mountains, climbing Mount Everest when he comes back. Then you can have Nick Wayne versus, you can have that blood feud. Maybe that leads into, AR Fox maybe comes in on that, and you start that storyline for a big pay-per-view. Again, Christian Cage doing great work right now. Christian Cage is making that title prestigious. I don't care whoever tells me different. Maybe you throw Miro into that mix of that title because Miro's crying, I don't get enough TV time. Well, they have nothing for you. They have nothing there for you. That's why I think Miro should be in Ring of Honor right now fighting for a title. At least he can get on some type of television or some type of rights. Again, like I said, Ring of Honor ain't shit. I don't know why people are saying it should die. And you can go sell the 7th season, get it for yourself. Stop the bullshit. It's the same like Impact. And Miro, honestly, CJ Parker, his wife, is doing amazing things. She just started her whole AEW run. So we're going to see what happens with that. She's working on being a little bit of a manager. That's what she should do. Maybe come in the ring when she's ready and fight. She would be a great addition to the TBS division. I think Ring of Honor would work perfect for her. I don't know why they're not putting Miro or her in that division in Ring of Honor. It would be perfect for both. Again, that main event was perfect. Again, I thought we were doing this extreme match shit again, but there was a lot of fuckery in that match, and part of my language, I do curse a lot in my videos, and also in my live streams. But anyway, the fuckery there, and then you had Edge, and that whole vignette, they did it so quickly. It was like he was in a car, they did a quick thing, and then he comes out with, Alter Bridges' song, Magnificent, I believe it's Magnificus, something like that. I'm butchering that. I love Alter Bridge. I'm a huge fan of Alter Bridge. Again, like I said before, he comes out, he does the basic same moves. You keep him kind of the same as you did in WWE. Right off the rip, they're putting him in that TNT title, line. And I think that's perfect. They need to do that. They need to have Edge versus Christian here. Have Edge win that belt. Take it off of Christian right off the rip. And then what you would want to do is build Edge and up with maybe having him win that title, then the international, maybe a tag team run with Christian. Maybe you turn Christian face. Eventually, again, Christian's faction. I don't know if you want to split that up right off the rip. Again, it's like the Don Callis family thing. You don't want to break that up right off the rip yet. Again, during the media scrum, Christian basically said he's the man that runs the place. He's the face that runs the place, like AJ Styles' heel run. I love Christian. I think this is what they need to do with him. They need him more on TV, and they need to make that TNT title more prestigious than it is. For him to say at the media scrum, it is the best title. Not really. It's been a flip-flop title for a minute. Same with that international title. Now, the international title is going to be up for grabs. I guarantee they're going to do a tournament as AEW always does. Or maybe they do, they give it back to the one that lost it as interim. Maybe they put it on Jon Moxley. And then you have Jon Moxley just resume what he was doing. I don't know. Tournaments to me are just a little weird, but Rey Fenix did get hurt in that tag team. And to have pretty much the Young Bucks win that, I didn't understand that. That should have went to Bullet Club or the Gun Club, or that should have honestly went to Hook and Orange Cassidy. The Young Bucks we're going to have number 4 feud. It better be in a cage. It better be a Monsters Ball match. It better be something. Hell in the Cell. It's got to be something. I've not seen AEW do a Hell in the Cell match yet. I'm waiting for that. That would be interesting if they did. Again, MJF did win his match. Eddie Kingston versus Shibata. Again, Eddie Kingston, there was no story to this. Basically for the Ring of Honor World Championship. I'm surprised that they didn't put up the Pure Championship and do it under Pure rules, and then have Eddie Kingston win all 3 belts and make him feel really important, and then have him lose one after another. But, again, I was waiting for him to call himself the King of Ring of Honor. Eddie Kingston's good shit. I'm glad to see he's getting his dues. And two, Claudio does not need to be in Ring of Honor. Claudio right now should go after that international title, so it's going to be open. And it looks like that TNT storyline, with Christian Cage and Adam Copeland looks like it's going to be a big deal. So that's going to be prestigious. That's going to be fire for the next few weeks into another pay-per-view because they got Full Gear coming up. So Eddie Kingston again, back and forth. When you see one Eddie Kingston match, Eddie Kingston's trying to pull out different stops. I wish Eddie Kingston would lose a little weight and maybe put some more into what he does. I liked when he was in Impact Wrestling under LAX. He wasn't as thick. He was kind of in shape, and he kind of did different things. I think he could be their version of Homicide if they just make it, better. I wish Homicide would show up in AEW, honestly. Or Ring of Honor, I think it would be fire. Straight up, or 2 Scorpio, honestly. Anyway, this match was pretty much back and forth, some submissions. Eddie Kingston out of breath. Eddie Kingston hitting the closed palm strike, 1, 2, 3. He hit it twice. And then some other move that, I believe it was a back or Alabama slam or something like that for the 1, 2, 3. Again, Eddie Kingston is literally, honestly, a showman. He was basically giving Shibata the floor after the fact. Shibata's good shit. And even at the media scrum, he said, I'm not under any contract. I'm getting paid per appearance on Ring of Honor and also on AEW television. He would love to be, on AEW television. He said he would love to be in America doing America things. And he said that in the, and I think he should be. I think it's unexcusable why we haven't got the Golden Lovers. Again, Kabushi and Shibata. I'm surprised we don't have both of those there. Now, Chris Statlander and Julia Hart pressed the shit out of me. This is your match of the night to me. And so was the Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch. Hands down, women's wrestling is getting good. And Impact's doing very well. They're driving the force, and women's wrestling's getting good. When AEW puts stock, just like WWE does into their women's stuff, it is good. It's not a bathroom piss break. And again, Julia Hart with Brody King. Julia Hart is improving. She is not as green. She's actually further along than Jay Cargill. Honestly, Julia Hart could be an Alexa Bliss kind of character, evil-wise, or better. And the House of Black thing is so good. Like, absolutely. I know Malachi Black is hurt. Buddy Matthews is hurt. So, again, I really, really enjoyed this match. Chris Statlander with the 2 pile drivers or tombstones at the end. Sunday Night Fever. Again, Julia Hart, tripped a little bit. Kind of nervous, but taking it in. And I found that to be very interesting. Another match of the night for me would be Danielson. Again, Danielson is good shit. Again, let's go into that here. Danielson defeating Zack Sabre Jr. That was another match of the night for me. I really marked out because I like submission matches. I've always liked that when it came to Kurt Angle. I really think they should do this over again as a submission match. Where they try to submit each other and how many times you could submit somebody. I think that would be cool. Again, these two were going after each other. It was really entertaining. Some kicks, back and forth. I really think Danielson was talking about retiring a year ago or years ago, sorry. And he brought Aubrey Edwards into the middle and basically shared a moment, which was kind of cool because she's also a Seattle girl, which is kind of cool. And stuff like that. Again, a kick at the hamstrings. Both men went down backside, drew stuff, elbows to get. And then Sabre hit a PK kick on Danielson. Looked devastating. Another match of the night, I will say this, would be Swerve Strickland and Adam Page. Or Hangman Page. Sorry, Adam Page. My bad. Hitman Adam Page. Or Hangman Adam Page, sorry. My bad, I'm butchering. I know. Somebody in the comment section is probably going to tell me, you just called him Hitman Hart. No, I didn't. I apologize. My bad. Swerve Strickland really went up in the pillar section today. Swerve Strickland shows why WWE dropped the ball with them. When he was kill shot, he was really good too in Lucha. This guy has been so underlooked, it's not even funny. And he was released when Hit Row was a thing. I thought that was the drop of the ball. I could see Top Dollar going over to AEW and joining his little faction, the Mogul Embassy. I could totally see it, and him being an enforcer. I can totally see, I can see it now. He is your top heel, and it shows why. 2 moves that he did, the 2 stomps that he did at the end was so devastating. I hit the JML driver. It just looked like Hangman Adam Page was just not into it. Just was not into it. Whole entire time. Really wasn't into it. And it just looked like he was lethargic throughout the match. Like he couldn't get the ball spinning. Maybe this puts a fire under Adam Page. Maybe this leads into him having issues with the Elite again. I don't know. But Adam Page has got to do better. Hangman Adam Page has got to do something better because he looks weak on television. And Swerve exposed him tonight. It just looked like his mind was not into it at all. And Swerve basically exposed him. And Swerve is going to be your top heel. I could totally see him taking the belt in Ring of Honor, heavyweight, or in AEW, and literally having a huge run as a heel. Again, he said in the media scrum, he said Adam Page did not look like Adam Page. He exposed him. He showed the weaknesses, the chinks in the armor. He said, this was my coming out party, and he said he played the crowd. So again, like I said before, I'm happy for that. Again, we get into this tag team thing, and the Young Bucks won this. I thought this was, I don't know, AEW just putting a match out there to put a match out there, but this was a weak match of the night. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson should not be winning another opportunity for the title. If you're going to throw a swerve, you should have had Hook and Orange Cassidy win. Just go with the dark horses of the ring or of the match. Again, Rey Fenix looked like he got hurt early on. Elbow injury. Looks like he's going to have to forfeit that title that he just won off of Moxley. Like, man, that international title looks like it's becoming literally day by day, night by night. Like the women's tag team belts in WWE, you can't hold it for too long because you get hurt. Again, this match was okay. I mean, I don't really need to go through it. Again, Nick hits a 450, both men for 2. Penta hits a drilling Widow's Peak and a Fear Factor, which was assisted by Nick. Nick does a double stomp as Penta was unfortunately dropped a BTE trigger. 1, 2, 3. Bucks win the match. Again, like I said before, this was a match that, again, I'm seeing FTR and the Young Bucks again. I shouldn't have to. Ricky Starks defeats Wheeler Yuta. This match was, again, Big Bill helping out Ricky Starks. Big Bill honestly should be fighting for titles. I don't know why we have him floundering around in the Ring of Honor. AEW has Ricky Starks join the Mogul Embassy. Again, where's Brian Cage? All these moving parts. Again, Prince Nana, what are we doing? I do think Prince Nana and Swerve should be their own thing. I think if you're doing the Mogul Embassy, or just ditch that idea and just have Prince Nana be the manager of Swerve Strickland and do kind of what you do with the Bloodline with Paul Heyman. Prince Nana does work very well with Swerve Strickland. Maybe you bring in another piece into that. Again, you could bring in Top Dollar maybe as a face. Top Dollar's not going to really be your main eventer, but he could be your mid-carder. And you can win tag teams with him. You can have him, you got to resurrect kind of Hit Row or Shit Row, over in AEW if you wanted to. You could do many things. Again, AEW was working behind the 8 ball kind of tonight, and they really show why AEW could put on a good. When Tony Khan could book, outside of a couple of matches tonight, when Tony Khan could book, something. And I think going to 12 pay-per-views a year, which Tony Khan is denying. He said, I never said that. I don't know why the dirt sheets are reporting that. That's coming from top execs. When they renegotiate, which is coming soon, and they're going to probably get big money and be on the Max app, which I'm assuming is coming any day now, which all the reports are saying, Edge was the first domino. So the rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, which I do see Beth Phoenix. He was kind of alluding that's not going to happen, but we're going to see Beth Phoenix most likely. Again, and then we have Danielson basically talking about Brie and Nikki possibly being in AEW. He said his career is kind of winding down. He said he's going to go to a part-time schedule eventually, kind of alluding to it. He's not retiring, but he's going to do more of producing and doing less matches, be more about the kids and stuff like that. Again, Jon Moxley did get fined during the 0 hour and also during the main show. He said shit and some other stuff during the pay-per-view that's not okay, I guess, and he got fined by Tony Khan. Again, Swerve Strickland, hell of a match. Again, Ricky Starks. That match was on a high note, and then it tailed off, and Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta, that was one hell of a match, but it fell apart. And again, I really think, Ricky Starks needs to be in better feuds. I think Ricky Starks should have a title underneath him. I think international title at this point would be perfect with Big Bill's help. He's a great heel. I think, Ricky Starks is perfect, but this match didn't need to happen. Again, Rick, what are we doing with Ricky Starks? Ricky Starks should not be floating like that. Ever since CM Punk is gone, they've been floating Ricky Starks. It's another one that you don't want to see go to WWE. And you want him to be happy, so throw a title around him. Danielson, again, he's on this, Golden Crusade. This is his last full-time ride with, being a full-time wrestler. So you have to have him win these matches. So Zack Sabre Jr. loses, but a hell of a match. Again, I'm with Tony Khan, one hell of a match. Again, we're going to talk about Kadeshita, Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, versus Jericho and the Golden Lovers. They did win. The Don Callis family did win. I do like the interest of the Don Callis family. They kind of have the When Jesus, the Last Supper. I totally like that. I like the music. It's totally heelish. Sammy Guevara fits perfect. Will Ospreay fits perfect here. Now, Jericho and Kenny did tease the Golden Jet. So the Golden Jets is a new thing, and he did say that. I don't know why the dirt sheet. I was going to surprise everybody. We're going to be doing that possibly as a tag team in the future, and I'm glad to see it. Maybe do some stuff in New Japan, he said, at the post-media scrum. This match had it all, but again, this was another match, again, featuring people. Again, Kadeshita should be fighting for international belts, maybe on Ring of Honor, maybe doing something else. Sammy Guevara, same thing. Will Ospreay, again, you could pencil Will Ospreay into AEW any which way with that UK Championship belt. Again, one hell of a match. All these guys complement each other. Like Sammy Guevara fucked up a few times with the 450 splash. He hit a devastating stomp. Again, Ospreay's good shit. Now, Aussie Open and versus FTR was another match that I could say is match of the night. FTR literally, there were some moves, like there was the one where they were hitting this devastating PK kick, and then like Fletcher, young fast tag, made it until Davis tagged in, and then loud chops, and it was mostly chops, hits, and then like a few frog splashes and a few headbutts, and it was wild. And then at the end, you had a spike pile driver on the apron to Hardwood, cut off with Davis, who dropped instant, while set up a corner for Fletcher, ate a super shatter machine, and FTR pretty much retained the title. But man, they were hitting finishers off the rope, all over the place. FTR still got it. And them and the Young Bucks, I don't know why. Are we really going to have this where the Young Bucks beat FTR again? I'd rather have FTR get beaten by an up-and-coming tag team or somebody new to hold the belt. I don't think the Young Bucks need to be holding that. They've holded those Ring of Honor slash AEW titles many times. I don't need to see another one of those matches. Maybe they do it in a Hell in a Cell type match. That'll be all right. Again, sorry, somebody in my background screaming hard. Anyway, Christian Cage defeats his Darby Allin with Edge coming out. Was perfect. I covered that at the very beginning. I really, really, really enjoyed it 100%. But anyway, as I said before, I really, really enjoyed this match. Christian Cage is going to be your top heel for now until Swerve takes his place. Again, Nick Wayne turning on Darby Allin and Sting, which was interesting. We're going to see on Wednesday how that goes. Edge has got a come out party, I guess, or Adam Copeland, the Rated R superstar, has got a thing where he's going to talk about what his intentions are with AEW. He's going to be a full-time wrestler. He announced that at the scrim. He's going to be a full-time wrestler. So, again, I'm glad to see it. Let's see what he does. He said he's having his time of his life, and that's what Danielson did. So we're going to see what happens. My opinion is sky's the limit. Now we're going to see Mercedes, maybe that other one from New Japan that's been teased for a minute. Again, as I said, this show is a solid B++. I really enjoyed it for what it is. Again, when AEW books things right and they put everything together and they keep pay-per-views, kind of, and they have a storyline, it's pretty freaking good. At the end of the day, again, Darby Allin may be hurt. Ray Phoenix may be hurt. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. I got somebody going and yelling at my dogs. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. See ya.